up, baby. It's time to spice things up in here. Oh, you know you came for the elderberry, baby. Yeah! Throwing in some of that clean water. Ready to go?
Well, hello there. It's your boy back again. We're going to be making some elderberry juice today, and that's what I'm talking about. I'm going to show you this super secret ancient elixir that I brought up in my secret medicine video, and I also brought up in my previous educational video on elderberry. If you want to check that out, links in the description. Feel free, guys. Anyway, let's just dive right into it. I'm going to show you how to make excellent elderberry juice, and at a powerful concentration at that. Thanks, guys. Let's dive right into it.
All right, taking a look at what you're gonna need. You're going to need some ball jars. I've got the 12 pack of 16-ounce jars, and these are the pint size regular mouth jars. I used about 8 of them last time, 8.5. Turned out really, really well. Over here you've got a wooden spatula, and I've also got a oven mitt. That's to handle the hot jars. Here I've got that little pint of agave nectar that I picked up from the store, blue agave nectar. Very affordable in the bulk section. Oh, there. Wow, what a fountain that is. Oh. It just ejects it onto my hand. Oh my god. Well, that's how you fill the blue agave, guys. $4.39 a pound, pretty good price, you know. Thanks, man. You're welcome. To sweeten it. Sweeten the deal, right? I've got a 16-ounce glass measuring cup with a nice pour spout here on the end. Over here we've got our metal strainer. 1 pound of elderberry. Now I picked up this stuff off Amazon for $20, and I picked this up off of the other website for about $14 a pound. So you can usually find elderberries for around $15 to $25 a pound on average. $20 is a pretty good price, a thumbs up to that. These are organic elderberry, and that's the way we like to have it if we can. Over here we've got our canning lid magnet. You can get this from a canning set, or a standard retractable magnet would work too. I've got my 5-quart stainless steel drum, and over here we have a nice pan. You can use a saucepan. This is a cast iron pan with an enamel finish on the top. We're going to be putting our lids in here to heat them up, so we're doing a little different method. Also, you're going to need an oven. We're going to be using the inside of the oven, and we're going to be turning that up. So let's go ahead and turn that on. We're going to choose 250. And there we are. So we're going to hit start. Got that at 250, and we're ready to go. So we're going to throw our berries in here next, and we're going to throw our lids in here. You're also going to need another one of these 5-quart pans that you can strain the remaining elderberry juice into. Oh yeah, and one other thing, make sure if you've got brand new jars, you clean them out really well first so they don't have that nasty smell in them. Alright, so now that we've got our elderberry in there, we're going to go ahead and fill it up. I want to go ahead and fill this up to about 4 to 5 quarts. Oh, and while we're waiting, go ahead and grab a paper towel. You're going to need that for later too. While you're filling up your water and waiting for that to get done, you can go ahead and open up the oven and start putting your jars in to heat them up. We want them nice and hot so they're totally sterile. Another great thing that you can do is do it before the whole operation starts and get your jars ready to go in the first place. Check it out, we got all the jars in there, ready to go. Okay, once you've got your 1 pound of dried elderberry mixed in with your water to about this level in the 5-quart drum, you're gonna go ahead and turn the heat up, baby. It's time to spice things up in here. Get it going, get it heated up. Once we get it to a nice soft boil, a nice rolling boil, we're gonna go ahead and turn the heat down, and we're gonna let this boil for 45 minutes. Start to see it boiling, we're gonna go ahead and turn the temperature down to about a 6, and we're gonna let it boil, and we are going to be starting our timer up. So let's go ahead and set our timer. Once you've set your 45-minute timer and you've got your berries boiling, then set a timer for 30 minutes. And you're going to start boiling your lids over here to sterilize those two and prepare them for the canning process. Right now we're just going to take a look and enjoy the As you can see, some of the water has boiled off, so we're about down to roughly 4 quarts. Next, what we're going to do is fill up this pan with some water so we can boil the lids. Alright, excellent. So we've got this boiling already. That's perfect. We want to keep it boiling, so we're going to go ahead and turn this dial down to a 6. Maybe a 5. We're going to turn it down to a 5 and keep the boil going for our lids. And let's go ahead and make sure we poke them down underneath the water there. Perfect. Kind of try to get them all separated nicely. There we go. Now they're looking good. Excellent. So that when you're ready, you can grab them with your magnet. Alright, now that our timer has gone off, we're going to turn the stove off. So shut everything down, clear it all off, and get your oven mitt out, get everything ready, because we're going to start the canning process. Let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start by straining the elderberry into the other pot. So let's go ahead and move our stuff over so we can do that. Now is we're going to go ahead and take this here and we're going to strain out some of the material first. We want to go ahead and grab our spatula here, go ahead and move the elderberries into here, and we're going to take this material and we're going to strain it out over here. So go ahead and just push out the remaining material, just like that. There may be a better way to push all this out, but it's just the way I've learned to do it.
Just like that. I'm gonna go ahead and
compost my remaining elderberry material. dokie. Now we're going to go ahead and scoop up some more.
Pour method. So go ahead and grab it, and we're going to go ahead and pour this in. Be real careful when you're doing this so you don't burn yourself from all the hot steam, okay? Be careful. Okay, we're going to have to leave the remaining elderberry amount in there until we can strain the rest of that out. So go ahead and lift this up and keep pushing out the juice, just like so.
Trying to make room for the camera so you guys can see what I'm doing here. So there's the liquid. Okay. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and pull out the rest of this material. Works a lot better when you got two people, but that's okay. We can do it as one person. It's no problem. Just finish pulling the material out and you're good to go. Okay, as you can see here, I've rinsed this out. Now we're going to rinse this out. You can see we've got a rinsed out 5-quart drum here, and we're going to pour our remaining elderberry juice back into this one. Here we go. Alright, excellent. So all you should have is probably a couple elderberries remaining and you'll be good to go. I'm going to turn it back on to a boiling state so that way it's nice and hot for when we put the jars in and we get it all good to go. Okay, now that everything's nice and boiling, we're going to go ahead and proceed to the canning process. So let's go ahead, we're going to get our first jar out and get started. Open up the oven, grab one of our jars, go ahead and set it into here, and then we're gonna just kind of fill that up a little bit. Perfect. Excellent. Move that over. Okay. Now you're going to go ahead and grab your magnet, grab your lid. Perfect. Stick it on top there. Make sure that's nice and clean first. You don't want anything on there actually. What you're going to do is go ahead and make sure that that's nice and clean. Make sure that this is nice and clean on here. Looks like it is. And you're going to stick that on with the lid. Perfect. Grab your second mitt and let's seal the deal. And that is how you make a jar full of elderberry. Take a look, guys. There it is. Just make sure it's on nice and tight and set it aside. We'll just set this one right over here. And we're going to repeat the process with the rest of it. They're well sealed off if this doesn't pop up after it cools. If you have any that are popping up after it's cooled, that one did not seal properly. Let's go ahead and move on to our next jar here. Okay, so we went ahead and we did the first two without any sweetener. We're going to go ahead and add in the agave nectar now so we can taste the difference between the non-sweetened one and the sweetened one. So we're going to put in about half the bottle of the 16-ounce jar, and we're going to see how that tastes. It should be just perfectly sweet, right at about 8 ounces for the remaining jar. Roughly about 1.5 to 2 ounces of sweetener from the agave nectar will provide a perfect sweetness for it. So we're going to go ahead and just pour that in. About half the jar. There's about half a jar right there. Perfect. We're going to go ahead and stir that up. Let's get back to the canning process. Side here, and we're going to finish up our final ones, which means we've got to be careful and just pour the rest down into our glass container. Grab these, put them on real quick. And then we'll tighten down. Let's go ahead and wipe up our mess. Go ahead and wipe up our little bit of remaining mess on our jars. Now we're going to let them cool down and they'll be ready to go. We're going to put these in the fridge. From what I've read, without adding anything to preserve it, they'll last roughly 3 months in the refrigerator. But to be honest with you, I'm pretty sure elderberry is going to last several years on the shelf. But the amount of oxidation increases over time. And if you keep the light out, I highly recommend it. Alright, so you want to know if you did a good job? Well, this is how you know. If it is not popping back up, then you know you've done a good job and it's got a nice vacuum seal. If you did it incorrectly, you're going to get a popping. See that popping? So that one, so it's been a few hours and all of them have completely sealed. So none of them are popping up. We got 100% of our 5 jars well sealed and ready to be put away tomorrow. So we're going to leave these out for 24 hours and then we're going to put them in the refrigerator for when we need them most.
Here we are, we're finished with our elderberry canning process. Ooh, that's still really hot and we're going to let those cool down. But I hope you thought this was a pretty spicy video, just trying to show you a different way to cook this and put it all together in an efficient manner, and tried to simplify the process for you, give you some good tips and pointers. I hope you learned a lot today. Be careful when you're canning. This is hot stuff. Don't burn yourself. Go slowly. Be careful. We don't always get it right the first time, and that's okay. But I encourage you to keep going, because learning to can, learning to preserve food is a great idea right now, especially with what's going on in the world. Having some food as a backup is an excellent idea, and I hope that you love this great medicine and its wonderful medicinal value. And again, if you want to see my other videos on elderberry, check it out. Links in the description. It's really helped me out, my family, my friends. And if you're looking for an immune modulating plant, check out my secret medicine video as well, where I talk about the amazing qualities of elderberry. But anyway, Thanks so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to share this video. Hope you had a great time with me, and we will see you again in the next one. Hit that subscribe and bell icon, really helps the channel out. And don't forget to comment down below. What kind of stuff do you like to can? Do you like to can peaches, apples? What do you make at your place? Let me know down below. Thanks again, guys, and you take care. Have an excellent day.